It's Fun Friday. Let's focus on our fabulous hips in a different environment. Everything changes. When things change, it's good because change means growth. And you are here. You are changing up your yoga. You are doing different types of yoga with us every single day of the week. And that change is good. The change brings growth. Stick with it. All right, like I said, we're going to focus on hips today. Your hips are perhaps your most important joint in your body. Oh my gosh, hip mobility is so important. It's important for just optimal movement, for staying healthy, for staying strong, and just getting out and having fun, because that's what we're all about. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home, whatever home is. This is your 316 Yoga, where you do it your place. 316 Yoga, you do it your way, exactly your way. You're not in a studio. You're doing it from the privacy of your own home, where no one is judging you. So most importantly, don't judge yourself. Just have fun with it. All right, so it's a 1 hour long practice. All of our practices are 1 hour long, and every practice is different every day of the week. This we call our Yoga Plus today. What is the plus? The plus is Barre. The plus is Pilates. The plus is hand weights. It's just adding it all together to make you stronger and make you a better person inside and out. All right, the biggest thing, the bottom of our screen said earlier, just, do what is right for your body. You don't want to get hurt. If anything hurts or doesn't feel good, don't do it. Plain and simple. You know your body best. You are your own best coach. If something is painful, don't do it. Back out of it. Do it your way. Modify, modify, modify. We use props to modify. You can be seated in a chair to modify. You can do lots of things different ways, taking it to a lesser percentage. Just don't hurt yourself. All right, word to think about today is the word excited. All right, excited. You're like a little kid. You want to be excited. Excited means stimulated to activity. You want to get up and move. You want to be brisk. You want to get pumped up. Let's do that. Think about that as it applies to your mobility. All right, keep moving as long as you can, so you can keep moving as long as you can. All right, that's enough of a pep talk. The props you need for today's practice: 2 yoga blocks. We always use those. Grab those, have them handy. A ball, a squishy ball. This is a bender ball, a therapy ball, an exercise ball, a squishy ball. Grab one of those. You can have a strap if you want. 2 hand weights or 2, cans from your pantry. 2 water bottles, just something to give you a little bit of resistance. Water to drink, you're going to want that. And your hand towel and your little eye shade for final Shavasana. Come on up to standing. As we come on up to standing, we're going to do our little warm-up. All right, so lock in a stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you at right now? Where are you? How do you feel in your body? Rate it from a smiley face to a frowny face. Find the little ball that you've got. If you got it, squeeze it between your thighs. You don't have to use the ball if you don't want to. Place your hands on your hips. Strike that pose of confidence. Feet are a little wider than hip width distance apart. Shoulders are back and down. Take a big breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out. Let it go out your mouth. Let it go, let it go, let it go. All right, your toes pop on up to the balls of your feet. Lift and lower. Now you can have that chair here or a countertop, and just find your balance with it. Lift and lower up onto the balls of your feet and down. Keep your heels behind your toes. Don't let them splay out to the side. Squeezing that ball helps keep them behind the toes. Lift and lower. And breathe. That's it. You can do this. Come on now, you can do it. And you know what? Work this into your daily routine. When you're standing at your stove, waiting for a water to boil or whatever you're doing, come up onto your toes. Practice your confidence stance. So you're stretching out your calves, you're stretching out the back sides of your legs, you're working on strengthening your foundation. Breathe. So all right, keep it up. Keep it up. Calves are starting to burn. Maybe come onto your heels, give your toes a lift and a wiggle. Keep it up. And just ask yourself this little question inside. What are you doing today? Is what you're doing today getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow? And if it's not, don't do it. You want to progress, right? All right, calves on fire. Mine sure are. Plant your feet. Give your toes a lift and a wiggle. Squeeze the ball. Lift your arms up to the sky. Lengthen up in your Tadasana pose, extended mountain. Feel the length in your hips. Feel the length through your fingertips and soften in your shoulders. Lengthen up. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Interlace your fingers, palms high up to the sky, a gentle palm tree pose as you sway from side to side. Remember to breathe. Maybe close your eyes or not. Just move. That's the biggest thing. Move however you want to move, as long as it doesn't hurt and you're moving. It's good. Breathe. A little bend in your elbows maybe. Does that feel good? You decide. Finish up. Come on back up to the midline of your body. When you're ready, let's take a baby back bend. Bring your hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows back, shoulders down. Look up, up, up to where the sky is, or where the ceiling and the wall meet. And just think of your chest lifting up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge forward. Let your arms hang heavy. Look back to your knees or up towards your belly button. Put a little bend in your knees. It doesn't matter if your hands reach the earth or not. Just fold forward. Decompress your spine. Breathe. Sweep your arms up. Stack your vertebrae one at a time. Come on back up to standing. Lengthen through your fingertips. Now put a little soft bend in your knees. Think like you're walking with Nordic poles. Move your arms. Move your arms as high as you like and bring them on back. Breathe. Like you're walking with Nordic poles. How is that? Breathe. Nice. Let's do some big arm circles. Put a little bend in your knees. Arm circles. Circle your arms to the back of your room. You can bend in the knees when the hands come down. You can straighten in the legs when they come up, or keep the nice little chair bend in your knees. Breathe. Arm circles don't have to be huge. You make them as big as is comfortable for you. Then take them in the other direction. Arms sweeping to the back of the room. Up and down. Breathe. Move in the shoulders. Wake up. You'll feel better even if you just stick around for this little warm-up. Breathe. Finish up. Come on up to standing. Squeeze the ball if you still got it. Arms down by your sides. Palms are in towards your hips. Shoulders are back and down. Let's do that big coat swing. Start to sway from side to side. Tap your hip, your backside. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Breathe. Let it go. Think of your arms as super heavy. Almost think as if you don't even have control of your arms. They're just added weight. Breathe. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Turn a little bit more maybe. Look a little deeper over that shoulder. Don't become complacent. Breathe. Finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Take a chair pose. For your chair pose, you want to put a little bend in your knees. Sink the weight more back into your heels. Put your hands on your hips. Breathe here. Sink your bottom a little bit lower. Just teeny little pulses down, down, down. Think of those strong quadriceps. Breathe. Breathe. When you're ready, sink it nice and low. Hold it here. Hold it. You got it. Reach your arms more to the front. Let them be a little bit of a counterbalance for you. Breathe. Little pulses here. The arms are kind of a nice counterbalance. If you want to put your hands on a chair, you can do that as well. And when you're ready, finish up, straighten up. Arms go high, lengthen up. Exhale, hands through prayer center, fold forward. Let's do ragdoll pose. You can keep the ball there and give it a squeeze. You can have a little softness in your knees if you like. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Look back toward your knees or up towards your navel. Let the softness envelop your low back. Just breathe. Let it go, let it go, let it go. No tension. You're just having fun. Wiggle your toes, give them a lift. Breathe. Plant your toes. Start to sway from side to side for the fullest expression of your ragdoll pose. Elbow back toward the knee, then the other side. Breathe deeply. Finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Release your fingers to the earth. Remove the ball if you used it. Come on down to your mat, and let's take your child's pose. All right, for your child's pose, we're going to do prayer hands today. All right, so you can keep your knees together. Big toes can be touching. Hips back towards your heels if you like. And then have your arms down by your sides, palms up, and you can bring your head down to your block. Or you can bring your head down to your earth. Breathe. Just curled up like a little ball. You can send your knees wide. That's another option. Big toes are still touching, hips back towards your heels, and you can reach your arms to the top of the mat, resting your forehead on the block again or onto the mat. Big breath in, big breath out. Take the variation of child's pose that feels good for you. What you're going for here is a waking up of the hips and the quadriceps and the knees and the ankles. You're finding length in your spine, whichever variation you're in. I'm going to take my arms now, bend my elbows, bring my palms to touch so my hands are as if they are in prayer, always a good place to be. Lengthen through the spine. Soften in the shoulders, palms are touching, elbows are on the mat. Breathe. If you'd like, eventually try to close your lips and breathe in and out of your nose only. Feel the heat in your body. Listen to the sound of your breath. And just let the outside world go as you focus on making you a better you. Big breath in. Big breath out. Whichever variation of child's pose you're in, enjoy it. And know that you can come back to this pose anytime you want. You decide, because you're doing it your way. You don't have to feel foolish. You can just do you. Enjoy what feels right. I'm going to come out of my child's pose now. My triceps feel pretty good, the backs of the arms. I kind of enjoyed that prayer position. I'm going to press on up to a neutral tabletop. In your neutral tabletop, let's do cat-cow. Knees under hips, shoulders over wrists, hands pressed into your mat, fingers spread wide, a little bit of a gecko grip onto your mat. Lengthen through your spine, tailbone and crown of the head are on the same plane. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back like a Halloween cat. That's cat. Inhale, cow pose, crown of the head lifts, tailbone lifts. Do cat-cow a couple more times, really accentuating the curvature of your spine from the crown of your head all the way through your tailbone. Let it feel good. Hollow out the belly. Think of your belly button going back to your spine. Push the earth away hard with your hands and your feet. That's your cat-cow. Let it feel awesome for your spine. Finish up. Neutral tabletop, crown of the head and tailbone pulling in opposite directions. Think of magnets pulling the tailbone to the back, crown of the head to the front of the room. Breathe. Lift your right leg up. Cross the right leg over the left as you squeeze high in the upper inner thighs. Place the top of the right foot down on the left side of your body. Readjust your weight so your weight is equally distributed in your two arms. Lengthen up. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, look back to your foot. Maybe you can look back to your knee. Maybe you can look back to your bottom. Breathe, stretch it out with this lateral flexion of your spine. Finish up. Right leg comes back to meet the left on the mat. Let's do the other side. Left leg extends, cross it over the midline of your body. Top of the left foot comes down to the earth on the right side of your body. Push into the earth with your strong hands. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe you look a little bit. Maybe you look further, back to the foot or the knee or your bottom. Big breath in, big breath out. No rush, no hurry, just enjoy. Bring the left knee back to meet the right onto your mat, neutral tabletop position. Stretch out your forearms. All you're going to do is take your hands, bring your fingers tips back towards your knees so your forearms are shining forward. And you decide how you want to move here. Does a little sideways movement in the hips feel good? Do you prefer to bring the hips back a little bit as you stretch out the forearms? Or do you want to take it even further and come into the fingers? You do what feels good in your forearms. Just remember to breathe and do what feels right. Maybe just a little bit of movement feels right. Then that's where you need to be. And you know what? It'll come. It'll come. The big ticket item here is to just show up. Keep up with it. Just show up and try. And you will win. You will succeed. I promise. All right, I'm going to finish. Let's bring my hands back to the fingers pointing toward the front of the room and just wiggle the fingers out. Get kind of that numb, tingly feeling gone. And let's do a bird dog pose. All right, use the ball here if you like. This is a bit of a challenge. If you don't want to use the ball, don't use it, but just give whatever variation you like a try. From your neutral tabletop, shoulders over wrists, knees under your hips, lift your right leg up, up, up. Right leg lifts, maybe like kick yourself in the bottom here. Perhaps extend the right leg long, and then extend the left arm long. You could reach for your blocks at the top of your mat or the seat of a chair, you decide. I'm going to up this challenge a little bit by placing the ball underneath my foundational knee, drawing my left toes toward my shin, extending my right leg long. Think like a bird dog. How does a bird dog look when it points? And then reach the opposite arm, the left arm, far to the front of the room. Hold it here. Embrace this little challenge, the little micro wiggles as you find your balance on the ball. So the ball, if you have one, don't inflate it all the way. You want to have an unstable surface. Reach and lengthen, and then finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. That is a challenge, isn't it? All right, I'm going to switch. I'm going to use my right knee as my foundational knee, and I'm going to place the ball under it. Remember, if you don't have the ball, no big deal. You're still doing a good job. Tuck the right toes toward your shin. Lift the left leg up, up, up. Kind of a little kick to the bottom there. We can all use that once in a while. Send your left leg long. Hold it right here. Nothing wrong with staying right here. You are tough. You are strong. You are excelling. Get excited about being fit. Reach your right arm long. Reach, stretch, be strong. Hold it right here. Embrace the little micro movements under your knee. Breathe. Lengthen, lengthen to strengthen. Your spine loves it. Breathe. Breathe. A little more space. Breathe. Push the earth away. You are strong. Right hand comes down, left knee comes down. That is your bird dog pose. Let's take the ball now and let's do fire hydrant. I'm going to bring the ball behind my right knee. You could use a hand weight. You could use the block or just something behind your knee. You could put a balloon back there, I guess, right? All right, neutral tabletop. Let's start with fire hydrant. All right, think of a dog on a fire hydrant. Lift your leg to the right side of the room. Lift and lower. Can be a little dog or a big dog. How high do you want to take it? Get into the hips. They love this movement. Strong. Yes, you are. Synovial fluid. You got to get it flowing. You got to move it or lose it, right? So lift and lower. Breathe. Squeeze what you got behind your knee. Lift it up nice and high. Hold it up and then pulse it up for a little bit. Up, up, up. Nice job. Keep it up. You got it. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe, finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Just hold it there. Don't set it down. You're just hovering it an inch or two above the ground. As you're ready, lift the right leg up toward the back of the room. Think of how we did our bird dog, but this time your knee's bent. Dial your right hip down so hips are equidistant to your mat. Push the earth away, good and strong. Hold it here, and now give yourself the little kicks, the little pulses with the ball to your bottom. Pulse your heel to your bottom for your donkey kicks. You got it. Breathe. Push the earth away. Breathe. Finish. Hug the heel toward your bottom. Pulse the foot up to the sky now, keeping your right hip down, nice and strong. You've got it. Work those glutes. You're strong. Those are big muscles too. Think of all those big muscles in your backside. They help keep you stable. They help keep you strong. Work them. Work them. All right, let's finish up. Hover the right knee next to the left. Push the earth away, and then plant the right knee down. Got another side to do. It's all good, right? Take the ball, if you got it. Bring it behind your left knee. Neutral tabletop. Be strong and stable. Good foundation. Solid alignment. Lift your left leg up. Squeeze the ball a little tighter. Start to lift your left leg to the side of the room. Breathe. Oh, you got it. Just don't give up. There's so much you can do at home. You know, if the ball is inexpensive to use, you can have no ball at all and still be doing the pose. But just try. Add in those little props. Keeps it interesting, keeps it fun. Lift the leg up nice and high and pulse it up. Just pulse it up. That's, moving the knee a couple of inches up and down. Pulse, pulse, pulse. You got it. You're strong. Stick with it. Don't quit. Breathe. Hover the left knee next to the right. Bring the left knee to the back. Heel. Kick yourself in the bottom. Breathe. Little pulses. Breathe. You can see why the ball kind of makes it fun here. Push the earth away. Dial the left hip down. You got it. Let's finish with a nice tight squeeze of the ball and pulse the foot all the way up, up, up to the sky, keeping the left hip down. Breathe. You got it. Don't quit. Don't give up. Okay, stay strong. Your right side burning yet? Oh, yes. It's all good. And I'll tell you, one of the poses we're going to shortly is a child's pose. It's going to feel really good. We're going to do a wide-legged child's pose in just a moment, just to kind of even everything out. All right, let's hover the left knee next to the right. Hover it here for a second or two. Dial your hips down so they're equidistant to the mat. Hold it. Finish. Remove the ball. Oh my goodness. Bring the ball up to the top of your mat. Spread your knees good and wide. Hips back to your heels. With that ball under your hands, reach. Sink the hips back even more. Take a moment here. Use your breath. Big inhale, lengthen through the spine. Big exhale, settle in even more. Stretch it out, even it out. Let it go. All right, that's it for that. How was that? All right, now we're gonna do a plank. And we're gonna do a plank, we usually do a 1-minute plank. But we're gonna do different types of planks. All right, so we'll set a timer in just a moment, but let's begin with a bear plank. What is that? All right, from your neutral tabletop, tuck your toes toward your shins. Press on up through the knees and just hold it here for a moment or two. Just hold it. This is a form of plank that you could take. Hold it, you got it. Let's do something else. All right, bring your knees on down. You can take the ball, squeeze it between your thighs, press on up in your bear plank and just give the ball a squeeze. Hold it here. We're just playing with planks here in a minute. We're gonna set the timer in just a second for you to do the minute plank, but just play with it here. All right, come on down. Now the legs can go long. Bring the ball to underneath your feet. No ball at all, totally fine. You know, if you don't have the ball, draw your toes towards your shin and find your foundation there. This is more of a challenge. Bringing the ball underneath the tops of your feet, hinge forward, shoulders over your wrists, and you can press on up here and hold right here with the weight into your hands, wrists under shoulders. The ball creates an unstable surface. That's kind of fun, so come on out of it. All right, now's the time to set the timer. We gotta squeeze in as much planking as we can, right? Because it makes us so strong. It strengthens your core. Gotta have a strong core for everything you do. All right, what variation of plank do you wanna take? One of those ones we just ran through, or I'm gonna take a forearm plank. Maybe you do a different variation. If you're just beginning, here's what you could do. Bring your knees back, weight hinged forward into your shoulders, and you can stay right here. Just feel that magic spot where the weight is into your hands. Take breaks when you need them. I'm gonna come into my forearm plank, as I said, elbows underneath my shoulders. That's important. Hands spread wide, legs long. You can stay on your knees, but I'm gonna draw my toes to my shins. I'm gonna pop on up to a forearm plank, and let's start with the timer. All right, 1 minute. Stay in whatever variation you are in for as long as you like. But the timer is here just for you to, compare how you are today versus how you were yesterday. Explore the growth. Lengthen through the crown of your head. We are 45 seconds in. We're more than 45 seconds in. No, we're not 45 seconds in. I'll learn how to tell time. Guess what? We are halfway there. We are 30 seconds in. We got 30 seconds to go. Lengthen up. Take the breaks you need by dropping to your knees if you want. Stay strong in your core. Got 20 seconds to go. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Push the earth away. Core is strong. 10 seconds. You can do anything for 10 seconds. You can hold your breath for 10 seconds, but don't hold your breath here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Come down to your knees. Nice job. Whew. How are you? Take a drink. Grab a drink. All right. So don't be intimidated by the timer. It's only there for you as a tool. Because, we all want to get better, right? And what is better? Maybe better for you today is a 5-second plank. That's awesome. Whatever you do, be happy with what you've got. All right, let's go. No rest. This is Friday after all. All right, a great Pilates move. Single leg stretches. Come on down to your back. Oh, that sounds good. Maybe you stay here. All right, single leg stretches. I'm gonna have my left leg long and straight. Bend my right leg. Bringing my knee up toward my chest. I'm gonna take my hands, capture under my right knee and hug it in. Send the right leg long. Now do it to the left side. Hug it in. All right, back and forth. Alternate, hugging one leg in, then the other. I'm gonna peel my shoulders up and keep my extended leg lifted. Hugging one leg in and extending the opposite. Whew, breathe. How are you doing? Single leg stretches. Let's keep at it. You've got it. Shoulders can be down if you want. You decide how you want to do it. It's almost like bicycle in the legs, right? Breathe. Hugging a knee. Really hug it in. Your arms are strong. You can do it. Let's finish here. Legs come down. Let's do a similar pose with the legs straightened. So one leg goes up, hug it in behind the knee, let it come down. Other leg goes up, hug it in. You can stay right here. You're doing great things. Stick with it. I'm gonna peel my shoulders up, lift one leg high up, keep the extended leg long, and then swap them out. Kind of like your scissor kick in your bicycle, right? Breathe, hug the leg in. You're strong, you can do this. Keep it up. You got it. Don't quit, stick with it. All right, how are you doing? Strong core, you're working it. Let's finish. Legs come down, stick pose. Arms go high overhead, legs are long, toes point. You look like a big number one. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Nice job. All right, bend both knees. Bend both knees, dragging the heels up, up, up towards your bottom. Hug both knees in, and then extend both legs long. Hug them in and extend. Maybe peel your shoulders up. Peeling your shoulders up might even be a little easier. Hug both knees in and out. In and out. Almost kind of, sort of, feels like your boat pose, right? We'll come to that in a moment. Pull them in and out. You got it. Hug them in. Let them extend. Nice work. All right, let's come on up. Come on up to your boat pose. Come on up, hands behind your knees. Shoulders are back and down. Lift through your chest. Extend your legs long. You've got it. Breathe here, hold here. You can use your strap if you like. Under the center of the strap, underneath the feet, holding on to the strap like reins of a horse. Hold it here, maybe a little bend in your knees, feels good. Reach your arms forward, hold it here. Breathe, chest is lifted. Turn up the corners of your mouth, put a smile on your face and hold. There you are in your boat pose. Finish up, bring your feet down, find your block or a ball, and let's come on back to our backs. Breathe here, knees are bent. Lift your legs up, shins parallel to the earth. Maybe peel your shoulders up and start to exchange the ball underneath your knees, transferring it to one hand then the other. Maybe you'd like to come up even higher and sit higher and hold. Now start to work the ball. A little fun, legs are apart. Make a figure 8 with the ball between your legs. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then let's finish. All right, how was that? Ball can come down by your side, come back to fully recline. Dead bug pose, so many variations of it. Let's do the mind yoga 1. Lift your legs up, knees over your hips, shins parallel to the earth. Push your hands into your thighs, nice and strong. Now push your thighs back into your hands. Hold it here for a second or two. Now send all 4 limbs up to the sky. Draw your toes towards your shins. Now let's lift and lower opposite limbs. All right, right now, all 4 limbs are up to the sky. I'm gonna lower my right leg and my left hand. Soon as the hand and the foot touch down, bring them back up to the starting position and then do the other side. Right hand, left leg, touch down. Back to starting position. Right leg, left arm, touch down. Starting position. And repeat. Continue. You got this. Do it to your pace. Lifting and lowering. Oh, strong hips, Strong core, you've got it. Strong mind, too. This one is so easy to mess up, but you can do it. Stick with it. Mind over matter. Come on now. Breathe in your variation of your dead bug pose. All right, all 4 limbs come down, stretch it out. Remember, stick pose. Stretch it out, point the toes, lengthen through your fingers, wiggle your hips. Oh my goodness. Let's get back into the hips some more with our lunge. Press on up, find your 2 yoga blocks, and let's surf. All right, blocks by your sides. Come to standing on your knees. Right foot forward, knee over ankle, using the blocks to bring the earth up. Send your left leg long. Woo! Top of the left foot on your mat. How do your hips feel? Oh my goodness, hip flexor right in the front. Don't you feel it? How do you like it? This is a welcomed stretch now, isn't it? Hands can be on your blocks. You can stay right here. Big breath in, big breath out. Let it go. Find length in your back left leg. Maybe bring your shoulders up more over your hips. Maybe bring your hands up to the sky. Maybe take a little back bend. All these are maybes. You do what you want. Breathe. Feels great. Hands back to prayer center. Take a big breath in. Find length in your spine. Exhale, hands back to your blocks. Start to surf it out. All you're going to do is straighten your right leg and then rebend it. Take that bend nice and deep. Take the ankle, take the knee forward of the ankle here. Totally fine, totally good. Send your hips back and forth. All right, you do it as much as feels good to you. And don't get in the way of yourself. Don't think, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it. Every little bit is doing it. Maybe walk with the blocks back. Sit your bottom down on your heel and then come back. Maybe you like that. Breathe. Just really enjoy that hip movement. Maybe no blocks at all. Hands to prayer center. Think of your strong core lifting you up, propelling you forward, and bringing you on back. Breathe. Hips are strong. You got it. I'm going to come back to the starting position. I'm going to stand on my knees, both of them together. Have another opportunity to do it on the other side. Hold on to your blocks. Left foot forward, left knee over left ankle, right leg long and strong. Don't give up. Really send that leg back there. Push into your blocks and lengthen here. You can stay right here. I'm going to bring my shoulders up more over my hips. That's a fine option. It's a maybe, maybe, maybe. Maybe for you today. Maybe yes, maybe no. Just don't give up. And you know, we're our own worst critic. We criticize ourselves so much. If we can't do this, we can't do that. Focus on what you can do, and everything else will fall into place. Hands to prayer center. Maybe take a breath or two, then bring the hands back to the blocks. Time to surf. Straighten the left leg and rebend the left leg. Walk the blocks back, if that's pleasing to you, and maybe sit on your heel, and maybe walk the blocks forward. It's all good. Maybe no blocks at all, and you use your core and your strong legs, you got it, to continue surfing up on the inhale, back on the exhale. You don't have to go all the way back to your heel. You just do what's right. And when you're ready, we'll finish. Now, bring your right foot up to meet your left as we come into some standing poses. So sweep the right leg forward. Come on up to standing. All right, we're going to combine a couple of things today. Let's combine our Tadasana. Remember that? We started with that. For your Tadasana pose, lift your arms high up to the sky. Lengthen up here. Just lengthen up. Just enjoy the glory of this pose, right? Lengthen through your fingers. Maybe wiggle your toes. Breathe. All right, now let's take our knee and lift the right knee up. Come into your one-legged mountain. So the weight is into your left foot. The right knee is at about hip height. Hold it right here. Now bring your arms on down and interlace your fingers and hug underneath your right knee. Hug the knee in, hold it here. Now let's take a little gate pose before we go into tree. So take your right hand and hold onto the knee and open it up to the right side. Left hand can be on your left hip or on a chair, finding balance, or you can tee it out. Breathe, maybe look to your left. You've got it. Now release the right hand. Bring the sole of the right foot wherever you like for your tree pose. Hands to prayer center. Push the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Lengthen up, look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Breathe and hold your variation of your tree pose. Guide the knee back to the front of the room. Plant the right foot next to the left. Let's do this on the other side. Let's love on the other hip as well. Extended mountain, a chance to start over. Rise on up, breathe. Believe in yourself. Please do. Believe in yourself. You can do this. You totally can. Maybe you got a chair nearby for balance. It's all good. Lift the left knee up. Lift it up. Lift it up. Maybe bring it to about hip height. Root into your right foot. Breathe. Lengthen here. You've got it. Focus. Focus forward. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe hands to prayer center. Open up the left knee to the side of the room. Bring the knee back. Let's do it the same way we did the other side. Lift up your fingers. Now bring your arms down. Interlace your fingers underneath the left knee. Hug it in. Squeeze it in. Maybe this is where you decide to stay. Hold it. Don't quit. If you fall out, get right back in. Now left hand opens up the left knee to the side of the room. Right hand can come on the right hip. You can look to the right. You can tee out your right arm. Breathe. You got it. Now let's let the knee go. Bring the sole of the foot to wherever you like inside the right leg. Hands to prayer center. Breathe. Push the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. You've got it. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Plant the left foot next to the right. Extended mountain, lift. Exhale, hands through prayer center, forward fold. Woo, look back to your knees. Let your fingers reach toward the earth. Find your hand weights. And let's do those for a bit, shall we? All right, hold on to your weights. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Chin comes off your chest last. Bring your weights to your shoulders. They don't have to be super heavy. Just have some resistance. Lift your arms up to the sky and then bring them back to your shoulders. Root into your feet. Maybe it feels better to have a little bit of space between your feet. Don't be intimidated by this stuff. You just want to have some fun. You want to push a little bit of weight. You want to build that bone density so you can stay nice and strong. Breathe. You're lifting and lowering. You could alternate, lifting one arm then the other. Just don't be intimidated. I think it's so easy to be intimidated. And don't. Nobody's better than you. Nobody's stronger than you. You are just where you need to be. All right, now I'm going to pop up onto the balls of my feet when my weights come up and come on down. So just challenge yourself a little bit. Lift and lower. You can do this. Yes, you can. Breathe. And remember, you can be alternating and you don't have to pop up onto your toes. Maybe do it once or twice. Just try. All right, let's come down, flat feet. Let's tee out our arms nice and wide here, reaching to the sides of your room. Hold on to your weights. Breathe. Little teeny pulses of the weights up, up, up to the sky. Little teeny pulses. Maybe that's where you stay. Whew, maybe you decide to ditch the weights and just pulse the arms up. That's good too. Now let's bend the elbows, bringing the weights back to the shoulders, and then tee them out again. Breathe. Same thing here. Be innovative. Maybe one arm extends while the other bends. It's all good. You do you exactly the way you need to be done. But just try. And every day ask yourself, what am I doing today to get me closer to where I want to be tomorrow? We all want to be stronger. We all want to stay fit. We all want to stay mobile. Keep the weights going. Breathe. You got it. You got it. All right, when you're ready, bring the weights back to the shoulders. Send the weights back up to the sky. Bring the weights to meet overhead. Maybe put one weight down and just work with one weight. I'm gonna interlace my fingers a little bit here and work the triceps. Remember we did that when we did child's pose? In those prayer arms, bend your elbows. So the backs of the upper part of your arm, your triceps, are coming toward the front of the room as your elbows are hugged in beside your face. Breathe. Keep your focus. You can do this. Stay strong. Stay strong. Breathe. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you should be doing it this way. You should be doing it that way. You're doing it. It doesn't hurt. You're doing it right. All right, how are you doing with this? Strong backs of the arms. Lift. Breathe. Lower. You got it? Let's finish up here. Bring your arms down by your sides. Let your shoulders relax. That feels pretty good, doesn't it? Let's go into a knee bend. So just a little bend in your knees. All right, shoulders are back and down. And maybe you just stay right here. Breathe. I'm gonna go into a drinking bird pose. So for your drinking bird, what you wanna do is put a little bend in your knees. Shoulders are back over your hips. Hold it right here. Kind of imagine your back is sliding down the back wall, keeping your shoulders back and your gaze forward. Find your balance, bend your elbows, and then start to drive the elbows to the back of the room. Chest is lifted. Stay up on your balls of your feet if you like. Maybe sink a little bit lower, sending the arms back, back, back. Stay up on your toes if you like. Now with the arms extended, start to pulse the weights in toward your low back. Breathe. Maybe you've ditched the weights. Totally fine. Maybe you've come down onto flat feet. That's good too. Maybe you're staying in balance, breathing, finding your focus, and living the best life. Let's finish. Straighten your legs. Arms down by your sides. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out, let it go. All right, one more big balancing pose. Hinge forward here. Release the weights. Bring your hands to your hips, roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Keeping your hands on your hips, take a step forward with your right foot. Let your back heel lift. Let's take a variation of airplane pose or warrior three. Bend your right knee a little bit, send the left leg up, bring your body into like the shape of a letter T. Left leg lifts, both hips equidistant to your mat. Hands on your hips if you like. Breathe. Hands could also be down to the earth if you want. And I guess you could find your blocks. Bring the ground up to you if you like that. Or reach your arms forward. Breathe. Hands back to your hips if you took a variation. Left foot meets right. Whew, you're standing up. Let's do the other side. Left leg goes forward. Do it on this side. Hinge forward. You don't have to go very far. Maybe you're using a chair or a counter to just kind of keep your balance. Lift your leg. Little bend of softness in your left knee. Hinge forward. Breathe. Maybe take the leg even higher. Lengthen. Remember your hands, wherever feels like a good spot for you today. Take it. Breathe. Lengthen. Strengthen. Hands back to your hips. Right foot meets left. Ha! You did it. Very good. All right, come on down. Let's do a bridge pose. The rest of the practice is on the ground, but don't let the ball go too far because we're coming back to it. Come on down. We got time. We can do this. Come on down to your back. How are you doing? Oh, it feels good to lie down, doesn't it? All right, soles of the feet are on your mat. Strong legs, strong hips, arms down by your sides. Push the weight into your feet. Lift your hips up. Stretch out the hip flexors, the front of your hips. Breathe. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Hips high and lifted. Lift up high. Breathe. You got this. You got it. Don't quit. Don't give up. When you're ready, roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Tee out your arms, palms face up. Walk your feet, your soles of your feet to the edges of your mat so your knees are spread a little bit. Let your knees fall to the right, then to the left. They don't have to touch the earth. Just let them move. Breathe. Your hips are loving it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, now send your gaze in the opposite direction that your knees are going. If the knees are both falling to the left, send your gaze to the right, and vice versa. Just move a little bit here. Nice low back massage as well, isn't it? All right, you got this. Let's finish up. Let's come on up to a seated position. Remember that ball? Let's find it again. All right, so deer pose in a seated position. Bend your knees so that both knees are kind of pointing to the right side. And then you're gonna have your back foot, your back leg, take the ball, place the ball behind your back knee. All right, right arm is gonna be a little bit of a kickstand here. Hand can be on your hip if you like. Lift the back leg up, the one that's got the ball. Lift it up and squeeze the ball in. Squeeze it, in. You've got it, you got it. You can do it. Keep at it. You're strong. Squeeze it in good and tight, hold it nice and tight, and now lift the leg, the outside of the left ankle, lift it up to the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's come back, still the leg, and then start to pulse. Squeeze the ball in. You got it? You're strong. All right, stop with the squeeze. Bring the left knee down. Come down onto your right forearm. Right forearm is parallel to the top of your mat. Your elbow is underneath your shoulder. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do a forearm side plank. Remove the ball. Don't let it go too far. Legs can be long. You can stay on your bottom right knee, or you can extend your legs long. The ticket here is to keep the elbow under the shoulder. I'm going to use my left hand as a bit of a kickstand with my legs nice and straight and push on up to a side plank. Remember, you could stay on your bottom knee. I'm going to lift my left arm up and look up to the sky. Breathe. Left arm reaches high, and then let it reach to the front of the room. Breathe. You've got it. Stay strong. Maybe you prefer the arm lifted. Maybe you prefer the arm reaching. You got it. Hold on. Let's come on down to the hip. Find the ball again. Bend your knees. Keep the elbow underneath the right shoulder. Bring the ball between your knees. Start to squeeze the ball. Ankles glued together. You can do this. You got this. Don't quit. Kick it up a notch. Lift the ankles. Now squeeze the ball. Hand can be on the hip and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So like a clamshell, right? With the pearl. Nice job. You guys are doing great. Stay strong. Don't quit. Now that you're an expert, let's do the other side. All right, bring the ankles down if you lifted them. Remove the ball. Let's go to the other side. Let's do our forearm side plank here. All right, forearm parallel to the top of the mat. You can stay on your bottom knee, extend your top leg, and push on up. I'm going to have both legs long, pressing on up through the hips, lifting on up and holding here. Stay right here. Maybe lift the arm up nice and high. You've got it. Look up to the hand. Maybe take the hand to the front of your room. Breathe. Stay strong. You can do this. You've got it. Nice length. Let's come on down. Come on down. Bend your knees. Reintroduce the ball in between the thighs. And let's do our clamshells. All right, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You've got it. Don't give up. Maybe lift the ankles and do the same thing here. We can do it. We can do it. We have just a couple more poses, and you'll have done an hour-long practice. So just stick with it. Just be able to say, I did it for an hour. Maybe you're taking it to 10%. It's better than not doing it at all. You know that. Breathe. Let's bring the ankles on down. One last squeeze for the ball, and then remove it. All right, let's come on down to a reclined position on your back, and bring your two blocks. Bring your two blocks down to the bottom of your mat. All right, maybe you're gonna wanna use one, maybe you're gonna use two, maybe none at all. But here's the deal. Come on down, recline, place your right foot onto your blocks. Maybe one block, maybe two, you decide. Bend your left knee and come into a figure four. Outside of the left ankle, you're gonna cross it over and place it on the right knee. Breathe here. Now, if you like, take your hands or your towel and capture your left foot. Hug it in. Maybe, if this was okay with your right leg, maybe lift it up a little higher. Maybe you're not liking that much. Bring it on back down to one block, 2 blocks, or 1 block. You decide. Maybe work the heel closer to your bottom. Maybe lift the right knee up while hugging in this right foot with your right hand. Left hand pushes the inside of the left knee toward the front of your room. Soften in your shoulders. Try to hug the foot in even more. You really feel this in your back left glutes. How are you doing with this? It's a bit of a challenge, isn't it? But you got it. Circle your ankle a few times in both directions. Nice. Maybe you'd like to plant the foot back on your blocks or not. You decide. Soft shoulders. Finish. Right foot comes down. Maybe scoot the blocks to the left side. Remove the left leg from the right. Extend it long. Extend the other leg long. Take your brief stretch in your stick pose. All right, arms come down. Left foot, bend the knee. Maybe place the sole of the left foot onto 1 block, 2 blocks, or no blocks. Right leg comes up and you create that figure 4 outside of the right ankle onto the left knee and open it up. Maybe you want to stay right there. I'm going to take my left hand and find my right foot. I'm going to hug it in kind of close up toward my hip crease, lifting the left leg up if that feels right. Right hand can press the inner right thigh away. Shoulders are soft. Big stretch in your backside. Your hips are loving you. Breathe. You know how far you want to take this, so just play with it a little bit. Maybe it feels better to have that left foot back down on a block or two or onto the earth. Breathe. Let your left foot come down. Let your right leg go long on your mat. Take it nice and slowly and let the left leg meet it at the bottom of the mat. Reach high with the arms overhead. Stick pose, stretch it out, circle the ankles this way and that, especially the left one. Breathe. Nice job. Let's do our supine twist. Right knee bends, interlaced fingers hug under the right knee. Circle the ankle both directions. Left leg is long. Drive the left heel toward the bottom of your mat. Hug it in nice and strong. Elbows hugged in. You are strong. Your hips love you. Left hand guides the right knee across the midline of your body. Roll onto the left hip. Right arm tees out. Look to the right. Right hip comes down. Gaze goes back up. Hug the right knee in. One more time. Circle the ankle. Can't love on the ankles enough, right? Right leg goes long. Drive the right heel toward the bottom of the room. Left knee bends. Interlaced fingers hug the left knee in. Shoulders are soft. Circle your ankles. Both ways. Left, right. Just get those crunchies out of those ankles. Right hand guides the left knee across the midline of the body as you roll onto your right hip. Tee out your left arm. Keep the shoulder down. Oh, this feels good. Look to the left as best you can. Send your gaze back up to the sky. Send your left hip down to the mat and your knee goes up to the sky. Interlaced fingers, hug it in, circle the ankle out this way and that. Left leg goes long onto your mat. Now draw your heels up, up, up like they're going through mud. Let your tight core, your strong core, tighten up as you pull the heels up toward your chest. Left hand under left knee, right hand under right knee. Rock a little bit from side to side as you come into happy baby. So let this low back massage feel awesome. Maybe take your hands, capture the inner calves or capture your heels. Send one leg up to the sky, then the other. Bend one knee, then the other. Happy baby. Think of how strong and flexible and mobile your hips are and your knees. It's all good. Finish up. Send both heels high up to the sky. Let your pinky toes fall toward the earth. Open up your legs in the big letter V. And then finish. Knees meet at the midline. Bend your knees. Soles of the feet come down. Time for final Shavasana. Legs go long on your mat. Cover your eyes with your eye shade and or your little towel. And be at peace. Arms down by your sides. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Pinky toes fall toward the earth. Breathe. Let it go. Shoulders drop down away from your ears. Limbs are heavy and your face is so soft. No crinkled expression on your face. Just let it go. Big breath in, big breath out. Get your breath back in rhythm. Big breaths in, big breaths out. When you're ready, take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Stay longer if you want, but our purpose today was to get excited and move. Let's let our fingers and toes be excited. Wiggle them, stretch them, move them. You got mobility. Get ready to go out and go for that long walk because your hips are powerful and strong and mobile and warmed up. Let's take a big stretch. Good morning stretch. Reach high overhead. Point your toes. Wiggle. Maybe send one arm higher to the top of your mat than the other. Just stretch it out. As you're ready, bend your knees, bend your elbows, roll into one side or the other as you roll onto the hip. Use your low arms. Bicep as a pillow for your head. Eyes are closed. Let it go. It's a good day. It's a beautiful day. You're mobile, and you're going to become more mobile if you stick with your yoga. When you're ready, if you're ready, think about this for a moment. The eyes perhaps remain closed, and see if you can push up without using your hands. Or maybe use your hands. You decide. But don't sell yourself short. Maybe you can just push on up because you are strong. Eyes remain closed. Sit however is comfortable for you. Bring your hands to prayer center in gratitude for what your body just did for you. Lengthen up through the crown of your head as you inhale and release it. Let it all go as you exhale and soften in your shoulders. Take another big giant cycle of breath. Really oxygenate your whole body. And let it go. Blink your eyes open. Ta-da! You did it! You did it! You did it. You absolutely did it. You succeeded. So, as you go on with the rest of your day, ask yourself that question. What can you do today? What are you doing today that's getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow? Maybe you want to walk further. Maybe you want to feel better in your body. Maybe you want to be more mobile. Maybe you don't want your knees to hurt. Maybe you want to be able to stand up without going, ugh, when you get out of a chair. Whatever it is, stick with it. Stay strong. You got this. You can do it because you do it your way. I just want to encourage you to really stick with it and just do it. Get excited about it and do it your way, and you will succeed. All right, focus on these things: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, goodness, and self-control. You've got all those things inside of you. Focus on those fruit of the Spirit. All right, you guys, see you on your mats tomorrow for another day of yoga. Have a great day. I love you guys. Bye. Hey guys, where's Bonnie? Release judgment on yourself and take some time just for you. Self-care means taking time to pause. And that's what you do each day with your yoga. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Check us out every single day for a different practice. You know that. And tell your friends the same thing too. Every day is different. They can do every day because they modify. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. So tell them to join in. There's no excuse not to. They can practice self-love in this month of love. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can check out our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Come to your yoga tomorrow, come to your yoga the next day, come to your yoga the next day. It's all good as you practice self-love and just appreciate yourself a little bit more each day. See you on your mats tomorrow.